prize money. Handicap, the best horse, number 1 Aonoch. Jacqui Oliver rides, claim 7. 3 Ranova, Mark Perrott. 4 Ballydurrow, Michael Hammond. 5 Croseo, Ronnie Began. 6 Yabis, Paul Barton. 7 Seamer, Richard Dunwoody. 9 Comedy Fair, Lorcan Wire. 10 My Dominion, Tony Carroll. 11 Young Nicholas, Steve Smith Eccles. 12 Biggie, ridden by Peter Double. 13 Oryx Minor, Gareth Charles Jones. 14 Hypnosis, Colin Brown rides. 15 Jim Thorpe, Phil Tuck. 16 Welsh Warrior, Richard Road. Number 20 is Juven Light, ridden by Dale McEwen, claim 7. 21 Master Vince, Bruce Dowling, claim 7. And number 22 Guise Breton, ridden by Huell Davis, completing then a 17-runner lineup for this Mecca Bookmakers Handicap hurdle. The trip is 2 miles and they have 8 flights of hurdles to jump.
This is both on 6s. Croseo steady on 7-1 and Ballydurrow 10-1 from 8s. Also on the 10-1 mark are Comedy Fair, Oryx Minor and Young Nicholas. Jim Thorpe and Yavis both on 16s and 20s bar those.
Being asked to wait, easier said than done, and away they go. For the first time start for this Mecca Bookmakers Handicap hurdle. 2 miles in front of them. Hypnosis next to the rails and Juven Light, and Oryx Minor up on the outside. Comedy Fair just in behind these. And then Guise Breton and Jim Thorpe at the first. Hypnosis led. And Master Vince is last. All safely over the first. Hypnosis by half a length, no more, to Juven Light. In fact, Juven Light now coming up virtually to dispute it with Hypnosis. At the second, Hypnosis jumping particularly fluently, but safely enough. Juven Light second. And then on the outside, Ranova, Guise Breton and Oryx Minor and Jim Thorpe. Comedy Fair going the shortest way next to the rails, tucked in behind the leader. Behind these comes Welsh Warrior and then Young Nicholas and Seamer and Yabis, followed by Croseo and Biggie. A gap there, and quite a big gap opened up already to My Dominion, who's just being scrubbed along, Ballydurrow, Aonoch, and last of all is Master Vince. And these last 4 named are some way adrift already of the main group of runners who now, having passed the stand, swing right-handed and race away down to the far side of the track where they have 4 flights of hurdles to jump, and it's Hypnosis the leader from Juven Light who's disputing it. Comedy Fair in 3rd and Guise Breton 4 and Jim Thorpe 5, and Oryx Minor 6 and Seamer is 7, and then comes Young Nicholas 8 and Ranova and Croseo and Welsh Warrior, and behind these Yabis and Biggie, and then a big gap to Ballydurrow, My Dominion, Master Vince and Aonoch, who's now last of all. Turning into the back straight, and it's Hypnosis in the lead. From in second place, or at least disputing the lead, is Juven Light. A gap then to Comedy Fair. Then Guise Breton and Oryx Minor and Jim Thorpe and Young Nicholas and Seamer and Ranova and Croseo and Welsh Warrior and Biggie and Yabis and Ballydurrow starting to improve now. And they head now towards the 4th, and it's Hypnosis by half a length, no more, in the lead. Hypnosis, a bold jump by Hypnosis from Juven Light, who's gone there with it, and Juven Light goes to take up the running. From Hypnosis in 2nd, Comedy Fair back in 3rd, Jim Thorpe 4th, and behind these races Guise Breton and then Young Nicholas and Croseo starting to motor. Behind that one, Oryx Minor, and then comes Seamer and Welsh Warrior and Ranova and Yabis and Biggie and Ballydurrow and Master Vince and Aonoch, and My Dominion is now last of all as they come to take the next on the far side. And these two have disputed it throughout, and they are Hypnosis who jumped the better there of Juven Light. Hypnosis and Juven Light. From Comedy Fair next to the rails, the white face of Jim Thorpe showing up there well, now goes into 3rd as they start to turn out of the back straight. Hypnosis and Juven Light, little to choose between the two. I wonder if they started to cut each other's throats. Comedy Fair is back in 3rd. Behind these comes Jim Thorpe, then Croseo on Mike's ground on the inside of Young Nicholas, and they're turning into the home straight. It's Hypnosis and Juven Light. These 2 front runners have dominated affairs in this Mecca Bookmakers hurdle, with Comedy Fair back in 3rd. Young Nicholas with the palish sleeves makes good ground on the outside of Jim Thorpe. They're in line for home now, and Juven Light goes for home. Hypnosis with it, and behind these making ground is Jim Thorpe. Then comes Comedy Fair next to the rails. Croseo coming very wide indeed, and they come down towards the second last flight, and Juven Light has poached a lead here, and it's Juven Light by a length, but Croseo is finishing best of all down the centre of the track, and it's Croseo, last year's winner, who throws down a big challenge and goes through to take up the running, and Croseo just has the edge now from Juven Light in 2nd, Jim Thorpe in 3rd, Yabis makes ground. Aonoch is going through the pack like a knife through hot butter, but Croseo jumps to the lead at the last. Croseo by 3 lengths from in 2nd place, Ballydurrow who's staying on. Here comes Aonoch and Yabis, the front runners are tying up. Croseo is tying up in front, but it's Aonoch who's finishing strongly, and Aonoch has come through to take up the running, and Aonoch goes and wins it. And at the post, Aonoch is the winner, Chris Ayor is second. And then second, it's a photo for second. Ballydurrow and Chris Ayor in a photo for second and third. Then Yarbis, Jim Thorpe behind these Juven, Knight and Seamer. Then Master Vincent in Posis, and after that Will Oryx Minor. Then Guise Breton, Comedy Fair, Nova, Young Nicholas, Biggie, My Dominion, and trailing in last of all was Welsh Warrior. And so at 16 to 1, the winner of this Mecca Bookmakers Handicap hurdle is the top-weighted number 1, Aonoch, owned by Mr. Henry Oliver and Mr. Keith Lewis, trained at Wolverhampton by Mrs. Sally Oliver, ridden by Jacqui Oliver, by far and away her biggest triumph in a handicap hurdle, and Jacqui's second winner of the season, and a 16 to 1 winner to boot.
Number 4, Ballydurrow, 10 to 1. Third, number 5, Presea, 6 to 1. And the fourth horse, number 6, Yarbis, at 20 to 1. The favourite was number 20, Juven Light, at 11 to 2. And the turf returns win £19.40, places £3.50, £2.50, £1.60 and £3.70. The dual forecast came to £49.90 and 17 rand.